everyone, so today I am back with another YouTube video for you guys, and today's video is going to be all about what happens when you go into the hospital for a mental health reason. Now I decided to do this video today because recently, I think a couple of days ago, I just got discharged from the hospital, and yes, it was because of a mental health problem. And I just thought, I've never done a video about this on my channel, and it would be very helpful because most people find it really scary when they go into hospital for a mental health problem, but really it's not that scary and you get the best possible help needed. Now I've been in hospital for a mental health reason quite a few times, and the first time when I went in I was really scared, but I know as like you do something over and over again it gets less scary, but it's still anxious every time you go in for a mental health reason because you don't know what to expect that much. Even if you've been in there before, you don't know what the other people are going to be like, if they're going to be the same as they were before. So I got admitted to hospital, like for the recent time, was Thursday night. And that was because I was very down and I was thinking of taking my own life. And at that point, when I got really down, I didn't know what to do. Like, I find it really hard talking to my mum anyway. I mean, I'm getting better at it, but at this particular time, I just couldn't, like, talk to anyone, so I thought I'd ring Childline. So I rang Childline because it's an easy place to ring, you won't get judged, and if you are in a crisis, please ring Childline if you don't know what to do. I mean, if you're in like a really crisis, then ring 999 if it's mental health, but if you want someone to talk to, then ring Childline. I'll leave their number in the description box below. So yeah, I rang them and I talked to them about how I was feeling and stuff, and I didn't tell them everything because I rang them previously before and they sent someone out, but they talked to me about how I could maybe tell my mum about how I was feeling and if like I could do it that way. So we talked about that, and then I managed to, after I ended the call, I managed to go tell my mum how I was feeling. And I said to my mum, look, I know you probably won't like what I'm about to say, but I'm feeling really down again. And me and my mum, we have this thing where we have like a scale on 1 to 10 on like how down I'm feeling, and if it was like 8, 9 or 10, then that's when we suggest like do something like major, like either go into hospital or something like that, or let someone else know and see what they think. So at this particular moment I was at a 10, so really high risk of me committing suicide. And because obviously my mum, she knew what to do kind of, but she didn't 100% know what to do, I said to her, can you ring Cam's Rise? Because obviously you guys know I'm fully aware, I'm fully known to Cam's because obviously I got counselling there, and the hospital in, well, the Derby City Hospital, I think that's what it is, that's where you see someone called Cam's Rise. And I had a card with them before, and they said if you ever need something and you don't know what to do about like mental health and stuff, or about how I'm feeling, then bring them and they will kind of help you. So my mum rang them, and it took a few times for her to ring to get through to them, because obviously they must have been busy at that particular time. And I think it's important to realise that sometimes they are going to be busy, and if they don't answer straight away, then don't think they don't care. Just like keep ringing them until they answer. So when obviously someone answered my mum's phone, they was really nice. Like, they spoke to mum first about like how I was feeling and stuff, and they spoke to me. They was like, do you think you're safe enough to stay at home? And I was like, no, not really, because I'm at a 10. And they saw how stressed I was, and I told them exactly how I was feeling, and they was like, well, if you don't feel safe, then you need to, I think the best place for you to be is in hospital. So Mum obviously knew at this point that I should go to hospital because the person on the phone like kind of suggested it. But the person from Cam's Rise says, well, let's check with a doctor first, like a mental health doctor. So they checked with one of them doctors, but she couldn't get hold of them. So she rang one back up and said, right, I'm really concerned about her safety, so just bring her down to the hospital. So when obviously Mum heard that, she told me, and I packed an overnight bag because at this time it was like 11 o'clock at night. So Mum was like, oh, we'll expect to stay overnight because obviously it's this late. So I packed an overnight bag just in case, and me and Mum went in a taxi to the hospital, and when we got there we went into the children's accident and emergency department, and normally it's really full, but this time it wasn't that full. And I went into a room with this one doctor. She wasn't a mental health doctor or anything, she was just a normal doctor, and she asked obviously why you were there, and like she sees what you can do and everything, and she checked my height, my weight and my blood pressure, and that was alright. And then obviously because I told her that I was in for like self-harm and suicide thoughts and stuff like that, she asked like if I ever self-harmed in the last day or when I last self-harmed and stuff, and obviously she looked at my records and she saw that I was in for self-harm and suicidal thoughts before. So she didn't, like, one of the things that I'm always scared about when I go to hospital is, because I've been in there before, will they have a go at me because I'm in here again? And I've realised that they won't. Like, they'll be more concerned if anything else because it keeps happening, and they, like, you need some more help. So anyway, let's fast forward time a bit. I sat in this quiet room thing because I didn't feel comfortable going into the other waiting room, and my mum waited a really long time, actually, like till probably like 3 o'clock in the morning, and an on-course psychiatrist doctor came to speak to us, and he said that, well, the best place is for you to go on puffin ward. So I went on to puffin ward overnight, and I was going to speak to one of the CAMS doctors in the morning, but then because I was so upset and stuff, one of the nurses knew that something was properly wrong with me. So they took me into a room and they said, right, if something serious has happened, then you need to tell us now. So obviously I told them, and I'm not going to share that on YouTube because it's really, really private stuff, and my close family and my friends will know, but I'm not going to share it on YouTube at this minute. So after that, obviously I couldn't talk to CAMS because they wanted me to get the whole like important stuff out of the way. So when that was done, it was probably about Sunday, and like, because that's Thursday, then Friday and Saturday I had to do the important, like, obviously private stuff, and then Sunday was when I spoke to CAMS. It was a lady, I can't remember her name, but she was really, really nice. Like, she went to see this other person, and because my mum was like, well, aren't you speaking to CAMS? My mum went up to her and said, well, can you have a word with her, please? Because she was meant to speak to CAMS a while ago, and they still hasn't come yet. So she spoke to me about how I was feeling and stuff, and she explained to me that I was having a discharge meeting, like, either Monday or Tuesday. So it was just like a waiting game for there. But let me say something, when you're in the hospital, if for a mental health reason or for any reason whatsoever, the nurses are always there to help. I found the nurses so nice, and they're so kind, because I can't sleep at night very well. So when I couldn't sleep, like, sometimes they would say let's try and get some sleep, but they would talk to me first, and they would make sure that I'm not stressed or anything, and if I'm upset they would calm me down. The nurses are really, really nice. And obviously because it was just a waiting game, like, the nurses made sure I had loads of stuff to do, so I wasn't thinking about anything, so I wasn't getting that upset. And when it came to Monday, I had, what did I do? I really can't remember now. I didn't have the discharge meeting on Monday, I know that. I had a discharge meeting on Tuesday. And on Tuesday, because Tuesday was my last day, I obviously woke up in the morning and everything, and I was quite stressed at that point because I was quite fed up of being in hospital. I was like, oh please, I just want to go home. I just want to, like, get everything over and done with, and I want to go home. And I think that, like, my time spent in there did help me a bit because I felt more safe and everything. Anyway, the discharge meeting, it was really good. Like, they explained all my options, what I could do. If I went home, would I be safe? If there was any other options, like, would I have to go into, like, an inpatient unit, or could I go into, like, just a place where I need a break, like, and stuff like that. But we decided the best place for me to go would be to go home with my mum keeping an eye on me at all times. So yeah, that is all. Then I went home and obviously had to wait for the discharge papers and stuff. So that is all what happened when I went in hospital, and I hope this like helped one of you guys. If it did help you, or you like these kinds of videos, please give it a thumbs up. You can smell thumb. Please give it a thumbs up and comment down below if it helped you or not, or if you like these videos. I just remembered a funny thing what happened to me while I was in hospital. When you have, well, this is like a fact and everything, when you have your blood taken, don't stand up straight away, because when that happened to me when I was in the hospital, I fainted, and that was so embarrassing. But looking back at it now, it was really funny. So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and make sure to comment down below obviously if this helped you, or some other video ideas what you'd like me to do, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you are new, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!